Welcome to Morning Message for July the 17th. It's been over a week since I've posted anything on these morning messages, and that's mainly because I was away for a week, taking a little bit of R&R, a little bit of a holiday. And while we were away as a family, we were kind of reminiscing of other holidays we had taken. And I was reminded of a time that we went to, as a family, to Ottawa, to the nation's capital. And we drove part way one day and the rest of the day the next day. So I knew it was going to be a long and perhaps boring drive for the girls. And I let Riley, and she's still quite young, she's under 10 years old. I don't remember exactly how old she was. I let her use one of our cameras. And what do you do when you're sitting in the back of a minivan? She took hundreds of pictures of clouds. There's nothing particularly remarkable about the clouds, as near as I can tell. It was a mainly overcast day, and she just had hundreds of pictures of clouds that she had taken. That's fine, except for the fact that she was using up my memory card, and I wouldn't have had room for any other pictures on the memory card if I left them there, so I erased them. One of the days when we were in Ottawa, we went to the National Art Gallery. And it's a must-see. I mean, it really was a remarkable thing to see, and we really enjoyed our time there. However, at one point we were walking along, and there was this plexiglass box that had sort of a few drops of liquid inside of it, sort of clung to the top of the box, and the caption said, "Condensation." That was the name of this art installation there. I thought that was a little bit silly, so I kind of laughed at it. Riley came over to investigate and see what I was laughing at, and she looked at it. And she's still quite young, right? So she looked at it, and then she looked at me and she said, "And you erased all my pictures of clouds." I had, and I'm sorry about that. Behind me, it's overexposed right now because there's an awful lot of light coming through this window. It's our Ascension window, and I'll take a snapshot of it and try to get it here into the thing so you can see it. But it's Jesus ascending and the apostles gathered around him, and there's lots of clouds. I think these particular clouds look like potatoes, and a great variety of potatoes, but they are clouds, they're not potatoes. And Jesus is ascending into heaven, and all these clouds are around. So I was thinking about clouds, in a metaphorical sense, it usually indicates some kind of storm or difficulty. In other words, the sun's not shining. And then we are always encouraged to look for silver linings in clouds. And that just comes naturally to me. I'm sorry about that, but it does. I'm the sort of person who perhaps just notices the silver lining and doesn't really notice the clouds at all. But over the last few months, I've been a part of some discussion groups, and sometimes it's just chatting with family or friends or whatever. And, this pandemic has been a real cloud that has shrouded the whole earth. But in amongst all of that difficulty and the challenges we face, there are silver linings. And I don't think we should just look at silver linings. We have to acknowledge the reality of the clouds. But it's also important for us to say that, there's been some silver linings. There's been things that I've had to learn over the past year, and my silver linings are going to be different than your silver linings, but they're there. And in the midst of all sorts of different kinds of tragedies that we face as human beings, there are silver linings throughout it all. And I think it's one of the spiritual exercises we should engage in from time to time, to put ourselves in a situation where we are actually trying to see those silver linings, see the good that's happening around us as well, because it's awfully depressing if all we ever see are the clouds. It's important as well from time to time to see that there are silver linings, there are good things that are happening all around us, and that's a good spiritual discipline to have, and it leads to an opportunity to even hoping for the best of those who trouble me, my enemies, or those who are working against me or conspiring against me, to still hope and pray for the best for them, that they receive their silver linings and are doing well. That doesn't all come at once, and it doesn't necessarily come naturally to us, but if we work at seeing and accentuating the positive things in our lives and that are around us, then that can only lead to seeing positive things everywhere. Not ignoring the clouds, but seeing those positive things and wishing for them to really flourish in our lives and in the lives of those around us, and in fact in the lives of people all over the world. So that's my hope and prayer for all of us today, that we will indeed experience the joy of recognizing those positive moments around us, those silver linings that are in every cloud that can come into our lives. So we don't erase the pictures that Riley takes. We don't erase the clouds, but we seek those silver moments in our lives as well. God bless. Amen.